today I'm going to give you a quick demo of the clone stamp tool, which is the next one on our Photoshop technique and vocabulary sheet. So I'm just going to be using one of my selfies from Photo Booth to demo this for you today. Click and drag for my cue, just like we did in the past. Okay, and now I'm going to be using the clone stamp tool. So make sure your toolbar is turned on. Now, your clone stamp tool is, let's see, your 8th tool down, okay? 8, 9, there we go, click on it. Okay, so the quick key would be the S. Make sure you're on the clone stamp tool and not the pattern stamp tool. Pattern stamp tool just gives you something completely different, okay? Now, when working in the clone stamp tool, remember this is just like a paintbrush. You gotta choose the size of the clone stamp tool that you want. The edge, this has a soft edge. This has a more harsh edge, okay? So I'll keep it harsh for you guys to see today. And then once again, I need to make sure that my opacity is set the way that I want it. So today I want it to be completely opaque, so not transparent at all. I don't want it to be see-through so that you can see the demo that I am giving you, okay? Same thing with the flow. So what I'm actually going to do to start is I'm going to copy my background layer so you guys can see my before and after as I'm working. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to click, I want to clone my eyes. And I'm just going to put a ton of my eye all over the image. So I'm going to go right to the center of the iris of my eye and I'm going to click, okay? Now, when a dialog box pops up in Photoshop, don't automatically just click OK to get out of it, okay? Actually read what the dialog box is telling you. So this is telling you right now you could not use the clone stamp because the area to clone has not been defined, okay? That means I haven't told the computer what I actually want to clone. I have to tell them what I want to clone before I can actually do it. And the way I actually do that is Option click to define a source point. So you can actually see I'm going to, on my keyboard, hit OK, and then I'm going to hit Option, and then on my eyeball I'm going to get this little target, okay? And then what I want to do is Option, and then with my mouse or with your trackpad, if you're not using a mouse, once again it's easier with the mouse, I'm going to click. Now when I move over to the background, okay, you can actually see my paintbrush has an image within it. So now when I click, look at my original eye, and it gives you a plus sign that shows you what it is actually cloning. And it's cloning my eyeball up on the ceiling, okay? Now if I want to go back and do another one, I have to go back to the eye, Option, click on the center, and come in here and clone that eye. Okay, now I can always do that into a new layer. Let's say I want to do another eye. Option, click, but I want it to be in a new empty layer, this one. So these two eyes are on this background copy layer. I'm going to create another open layer. So I just go to that create a new layer icon. Okay, and up here, I'm going to make this eye on a layer of its own. Who knows? Maybe I want to make a black and white layer. Maybe I want to give it a filter, etc. Okay, so now you can actually see I have that eye. I can turn it on and off on a layer of its own. Some uses for the clone stamp: blemishes, wrinkles. If you want to take something out of skin, you would actually just take the actual skin tone and put it over a different area. Now you can see it's telling me right now I cannot actually use the clone stamp tool. That's because I am on a layer that is not visible and nothing exists except that eyeball. So I'm going to turn that layer back on. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the background copy layer. Let's say I want to get rid of my eyebrow. I'm just going to do this really rough. I'm going to hit Option, and I'm going to come down and I'm going to use the skin from my forehead. And now my eyebrow is gone, okay? It does matter what layer you're on. So if I go to this layer and I try and clone something here, Option, click, nothing's actually there because in that layer, nothing exists, right? It's all gray and white boxes, only that eyeball exists on that layer. So make sure you are on your actual image layer, your background or your background copy layer before you start cloning or defining your source point. And that is how you use the clone stamp tool.